I knew that my whole life growing up, I knew I would serve a mission. It was just a matter of time. When would be the right time to go, and would I be ready for it? So I did everything I could growing up to make sure that I would be ready to go, as far as I knew how. And when the time came and I turned 19, at that time, of course, the age was still 18 years old for missionary service for us, but I decided to wait still another full year to make sure that I was really ready to go. But I know that I received an answer to go and that it was the right time to be here. But I remember that I had received that letter, my mission call, 4 days beforehand, and I had waited to open it up until the following Sunday. I had received the letter on the Wednesday and waited till the Sunday to open it. Most people, they open it right away. So it was a big test of patience for me, but I wanted to make sure that everybody could be there, like my mom and my dad, because they lived separately. They were divorced when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But I remember the feeling when I opened that and I read Baltic mission. Everybody was dead quiet. It was silent. And then I read, in addition to your call to serve, you'll be laboring in Latvia. You'll be learning the Latvian language. You'll be preaching the gospel in Latvian. I remember just the overwhelming feeling that came over. My mom gasped. She was breathless, and she knew that that would be a place that there would be many challenges. But I knew right away, I don't think that I can deny the feeling that I had at that time, that was the place that I knew the Lord wanted me to be. I remember the mission language was one of the most interesting things to me about the MTC. It seems like you go to the MTC and you're expected to not only learn how to be a missionary and to brush up on your skills and to be trained in that sense, but you also have to learn that language. The teachers were fantastic. They're just former missionaries. And I thought they were real Latvians at first, honestly. And they spoke Latvian to us 100% of the time. They never once spoke an English word to us. I think that really helped us all. We had a big group. Mm-hmm. Brother Brabazon was one of our teachers. Mm-hmm. And Brother Bergeson and Sister Kerr. Those were our three teachers at that time. I remember I had no idea what I was doing. I tried to act like I did. I had no idea what was going on. And I was excited. I was excited to be a missionary, to walk like a missionary, talk like a missionary, and act like a missionary. And I remember the first thing that President Harding said to me in our interview was, the person I'm putting you with, you really like him. And the place you're going, you'll love it. And so I knew right away, okay, I've got a good start. I've got a good start here. Let's roll with that. The only thing that I can remember is being stung by a bee on my first night in Liepaja. Woke me up, and that wasn't very fun. Another thing was that it was so humid. I'm from southern Utah where it's just dry heat. And this kind of warm, humid weather, it was a shock to me that it could be like that around here. I thought one morning when I woke up, I remember one of my very first mornings in Liepaja, I heard all the birds flying around outside and the seagulls making noises and whatever else out there is making sound. I thought, am I in a jungle or am I in Latvia? I thought I was in a jungle when I first woke up. But I think for the most part that was culture shock, if you can call it culture shock. Everything else really wasn't that big of a surprise to me. It really was the best 2 years. I'll say that first and foremost. And it really has been a life-changing experience. I feel that before my mission I expected to devote myself completely to other people. That's what I'd always learned and heard of growing up. And I expected to forget about myself completely, but I soon realized that the mission it's also for me, for my own eternal welfare and my well-being. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And I know that I've been able to experience a change of heart and conversion to Jesus Christ and to His gospel. And that has been the most valuable thing to me. Along with that, I've met some of the most exemplary Latter-day Saints, I think, in the world. People who are just strong, they're pioneers, who have had their faith tested and tried, and whose faith is even greater than I don't know, even greater than I could even describe. These people have something about them that's very special. They're strong. They don't give up ever, and they always keep working, no matter what. They've endured a lot of hardship, that's obvious, a lot of trial. They've been patient, waiting for the gospel to come. I think that they have started to receive the blessing of being patient in affliction. And along with that, the 2-year experience, I've gained brothers. Those have been my companions. Those have been some converts that I've had an opportunity to work with as a missionary. And there are many others, like branch presidents, people like you I'd consider brothers that I've gained in Latvia. And that's been also very valuable to me, is those people that I've been able to work with and to get to know. Definitely some fun experiences. I remember in late June, I was serving right here in Riga Center. I was with Elder Nelson, my trainee, and he was finishing up his training there. If you can call him a trainee, I don't consider him that. Never did. He was always prepared. But anyway, we were just outside. We were talking to people on the streets one night, like we usually do so often. And there was this one girl who we had stopped, and she had this big box in her hands. It was a giant present that was wrapped up and had a bow on top. It looked really cool. And we stopped, tried to talk to her, and she said, "I'm in a huge hurry to this party. If you can come along, if you can keep up, then you're more than welcome to talk to me, and I'll listen to you." And she was really cool. She's a really nice person. And I asked her if I could carry the present, and she gave me the present, and I had this giant box in my hand, and we're just talking to this girl walking along the street. And we get to this apartment building where she's going, and we'd had a really great conversation. And then nothing really came of it, you know. I'd expected to walk into this giant party, and there are all these people who would cheer for us, and there would be balloons and everything. And in general, that present, it was very light, that gift. Anyway, that was one thing I thought that was just very unique that comes to mind right away. There are many of those stories. If I can just share one more as well. Elder Nelson's second day here in Riga on his mission. We had been in and out of our apartment, going up and down the steps quite often. We had to take his luggage up. We were running a few errands that day to get ready for the coming transfer. And there were 2 men who were in our staircase, and they were drinking throughout the day. And every time we came into the apartment, up and down our stairs, we could tell that they were progressively becoming more and more drunk. And we took notice of that. And the final time, I believe we were coming up into dinner or something like that. And the final time we came up, those men were still there. And they only spoke Russian, so we couldn't really communicate with them in Latvian or English. And on our way up our last flight of steps, right up to our apartment door, one of the men starts following us. He starts yelling at us, calling us, you know, dirty Americans, calling us all sorts of names and trying to grab us and pull us back. And he followed us to our door, and he had his arm on my shoulder, I remember. And I turned back to Elder Nelson, or maybe he was in front of me. I don't quite remember that detail. And I said, "All right, we're going to open this door as quickly as possible. You get in and I'll lock it. We have to be as quick as possible so this man doesn't get into our apartment with us." And the Russian man continued to follow us. I hurried and unlocked that door. We had 2 doors in that apartment that he had to unlock. And somehow I got the key in very quickly and turned the lock, and we got in, got through the second door, and very quickly slammed that first door. And had I not closed that door a split second sooner, the man would have gotten in. I don't know what we would have done from there, but I think that's as close to being attacked as I've been on my mission. It's one story that I think is very prominent in my mind.
Did you tell this story to your mom?
Partly. Yeah. I told Mom that we had been chased up our stairs by a Russian man. And I think that's where I left it.
Okay.
I let the train stop right there for Mom.
Okay. What are your plans for future?
I love that question because I am so excited for my future. That's another thing I think the mission has blessed me with, is a vision of a bright future and great potential. My plans right now, mostly, I'm going to be working for this summer. I'm just going to try and build up some money, get a foundation for myself, and I'll be going to school in the fall semester. I don't know where yet, but I mean, I continue to look forward to serving in the church, to being a faithful member and doing missionary work in the branches and wards where I will be living. I don't even know where I'll be living right now. There's still many things that I'm leaving to the Lord to help me understand and to find answers to, but I know that He will. Ka es mācos par Jēzus Kristus evaņģēliju, par debes Tēvu un par pašu Jēzu Kristu, par viņu veikto grēku izpirkšanu, jo vairāk es saprotu, ka es nekas neesmu. Bet es esmu bijis debes Tēvam, tāda ziņā. Un es esmu sapratis, ka Viņš mūs tik ļoti mīl, ka mēs pat nevaram sākt aplēst viņa mīlestību pret mums. Tā mīlestība ir pret visiem cilvēkiem, neskatoties uz rāsību, uz ādas krāsu, uz valodu, tautību. Tas nekas debes Tēva acīs. Es arī zinu, ka viņa dēls Jēzus Kristus, viņš ir dzīvs. Viņš ir pasaulēs glābējs un pestītājs. Es zinu, ka caur viņu viss šai dzīvē ir iespējams. Es zinu, ka varbūt tā varētu būt vispārīgā atbildē. Bet mēs varam tikt izdziedināti, gan fiziski, gan garīgi, ar Jēzus Kristus veikto grēku izpirkšanu. Es esmu to pieredzējis savā dzīvē, šeit misijām, jau pirms tam. Un es zinu, ka ik viens no mums ir mīlēts no debesu vecāki. Mums ir debesu vecāki. Viņi ir reāli cilvēki. Es zinu, ka mums ir iespēja šeit uz zemes, lai sagatavotos dzīvot ar viņiem vēlreiz. Tā ir mūsu lomā šeit uz zemes. Man nav neviena šaubas par to, ka mūsu debesu vecāki smaida, kad mēs esam laimīgi šeit. Kad mēs darām to, kas ir pareizi viņu acīs. Un es zinu, ka tas, ko mēs saprotam šeit tagad, tas ir ļoti maz. Pašreizējās grūtības, līkstas, citi pārbaudījumi. Mūžīgajā perspektīvā tas jau nekas. Tas īstenībā tas mums palīdz sagatavoties, dzīvot kopā ar Dievu vēlreiz. Ja ir kaut kas, ko es esmu ieguvījis savā misijā šeit Latvijā. Latvijā, nevis kaut kur citur pasaulē. Ir tas, ka Jēzus Kristus mūs mīl. Viņš ir tas, kurš atnāca, viņš izpirka visus grēkus. Viņš padarīja mūžīgo dzīvi iespējamu visiem mums. Mēs visi dzīvosim uz mūžību. Bet kurā vietā tā ir mūsu izvēle. Un es ceru, ka es pats varēšu pieņemt pareizos lēmumus savā dzīvē tā, lai es varētu nokļūt pareizajā vietā, lai dzīvotu ar Tevs Tēvu un Jēzu Kristu. Vēlreiz es zinu, jo Dievs to liecību ir devis tieši man. Es zinu, ka tas viss ir patiesi. Tos saku un tos liecinu Jēzus Kristus vārdā. Amen.